This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. Attention has been focused to generate electricity through renewable sources. The ILO says that it will support to expand the collecting of data on Sri Lankan workers island-wide. CID records statements from former Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The International Monetary Fund will strongly support Sri Lanka. In foreign news, UNSC to vote on draft resolution to tighten sanctions on North Korea. News in detail. The Director General of the Sunithya Power Authority, Dr. Sulakshana Jayawardena, says that the aim of the Minister of Power and Energy is to form electricity generating power plants by using fuel into a renewable power generating system soon, and dedication from all officials relevant to the power sector is essential in this regard. This program will help to overcome the present electricity crisis in the country. Currently, 1,434 megawatts of electricity is added to the national grid through wind and solar power. The government hopes to expand it up to 4,200 megawatts by the year 2030. The International Labour Organization says that they will support to expand the collecting of data on Sri Lankan workers island-wide. The agreement has been reached at a discussion held between Minister Manusha Nanayakkara and residential representative of the organisation, Simrin Singh. The minister also stated that the government is expecting to work closely with the organisation on the required facilities for Sri Lankan workers. The organisation will support Sri Lanka on creating job opportunities, entrepreneurship and to enhance talents as well as the field of social protection. The Criminal Investigations Department recorded a statement from former Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa last evening. Reportedly, the former Premier has provided a statement with regard to the unrest that unfolded on the 9th of May after the ruling party supporters attacked the anti-government protesters outside the temple trees and at the Golface Green. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi60 from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, will strongly support Sri Lanka on debt restructuring, IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva says. Speaking to the media at the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, the IMF chief said it is a result of mismanagement. Georgieva said further, noting that the most important thing is to put the island nation back on a sound macroeconomic footing. The IMF chief stressed that Sri Lanka needs to restructure its debt and that fund will strongly support the island nation in this regard. Love's Gas plc, one of the main liquefied petroleum gas suppliers in Sri Lanka, says the company will be able to supply domestic LP gas cylinders to the market within the next 6 days. Love's chairman WKH Wagapitiya said the company was able to open letters of credit for the purchase of LP gas. Meanwhile, Retrogas Lanka and said domestic LP gas cylinders are not distributed in the country today as well. Consumers are therefore requested not to wait in gas queues throughout the day. And that ends local news for now.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. A health insurance plan to honour our most valued elders by the protectors of the nation. We now give our treasured senior citizens access to the very best medical insurance, specially tailored for anyone over 60. What's more, you don't need medical screening to access this policy. And Medi60 covers a wide range of illnesses. Only from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Senior lawyer Kanishka Vitarana points out that the primary aim of bringing the constitutional amendments is to implement the public expectations. The government is preparing to amend the constitution considering public requests based on the present situation in the country. If the presidential post is abolished through the constitutional amendments, the public has the power of it. He stated that there is also an opportunity to hold a referendum. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepu Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The Commissioner General of Examinations says that the re-scrutinized results of the 2020 GCE Ordinary Level Examination have been released to the Internet today. The re-scrutinized results can be viewed on the official website of the Examinations Department, www.donets.lk, or via the website www.results.exams.gov.lk. Any inquiries regarding the re-scrutinized results can be made through the contact number 011 278 4537 or 011 278 208. That's 011 278 4537 or 011 278 4208. And that was Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines: UNSC to vote on draft resolution to tighten sanctions on North Korea. Japan, US, South Korea, senior diplomats criticize North Korea. Western nations rush to secure vaccines for monkeypox. World news in detail. The United Nations Security Council is set to vote on a draft resolution to tighten sanctions on North Korea, which continues to fire ballistic missiles. Diplomatic sources at the UN say the US compiled draft could be put to a vote as early as today. The United States has strongly criticized North Korea for violating previous Security Council resolutions. The draft would further cut the amount of crude oil and refined petroleum products that UN member states can export to North Korea. Senior diplomats from Japan, the United States and South Korea have condemned North Korea's recent ballistic missile launches, which followed a series of summit meetings in Tokyo and Seoul. Japanese Vice Foreign Minister Mori Takeo, U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman, and South Korea's first Vice Foreign Minister Chong-dong held trilateral call on Thursday, Japan time. They criticized the North for firing missiles immediately after the leaders of the US, Japan, Australia and India wrapped up their Quad summit in Tokyo. Western nations are rushing to secure vaccines for monkeypox as the global case count tops 200. The European Centre for Disaster Prevention and Control said yesterday that 118 cases were confirmed in 12 European Union countries. Britain, with rising case numbers, has confirmed 78. Australia, Canada and the United States have also reported infections. In Spain, where 51 cases have been confirmed, Health Minister Carolina Tarias said the country is buying a supply of smallpox vaccines also effective for monkeypox from a Danish pharmaceutical firm. Back to the headlines of the world news. UNSC to vote on draft resolution to tighten sanctions on North Korea. Japan, US, South Korea, senior diplomats criticize North Korea. Western nations rush to secure vaccines for monkeypox. And that is world news. Moving on to development news, 112 lands will be cultivated in the Hambantota district. The program is being initiated by the Department of Agriculture. It is also expected to cultivate vegetables and many varieties of fruits. And that was development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sri Lankan sprinter Yupun Abekon broke the 100-meter South Asian record, clocking 10.06 seconds in Germany yesterday, beating Ferdinand Omanyala, the fastest man in the world so far in 2022 in the 100-meter event. Abekon broke the 100-meter South Asian record at the International Athletics Meet at Anholt. And that was sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka, considering the prevailing macroeconomic conditions and its impact on the banking sector, has decided to implement new regulatory measures to support the banking sector to facilitate effective financial intermediation and the flow of credit to the economy, whilst ensuring the soundness of the banking sector. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Despite the current economic crisis, the Board of Investment has signed 13 new investment contracts, inclusive of 3 major projects for May 2022. The total investment is around $20 million. These include a $8 million investment by KSPA Ambilipitia Paper Mills Private Limited, $1 million investment by Koggala Apparel Manufacturers Private Limited, and $4.5 million investment by One Apparel Corporation Limited are among the major contracts signed by the BOI. And that was Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The weather report.
The Met Department says that showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district during the evening or night. And that was the weather report, and to end this news broadcast, a reminder of the headlines. Attention has been focused to generate electricity through renewable sources. The ILO says that it will support to expand the collecting of data on Sri Lankan workers island-wide. CID records statement from former Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The International Monetary Fund will strongly support Sri Lanka. In foreign news, UNSC to vote on draft resolution to tighten sanctions on North Korea. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.